Nice house.
Hello and welcome. Hey, I can hear myself doubled. I need to close this. Mute this one. There we go. Okay, I fixed it. All right, I'm Anti-Derivative Jill, and this is Plomeek Teatime number 7. Today is a very special show because I'm going to be starting off with the reading of the Star Trek library. It will seem as if I'm starting a new show because I'll be clipping this out for a later upload. And so I won't be responding to the chat for a little while. And when I'm finished, I will get back to the chat and check out what y'all guys are doing. And so here's my first episode for the Starfleet Reference Library.
What's the matter? Don't you like books?
Oh, I like them fine.
Books, young man. Books, thousands of them.
Hello and welcome to the Starfleet Reference Library. Today I'm reading a portion of the Star Trek Writer's Guide, revised on April 17th, 1967, for the Star Trek series created by Gene Roddenberry, first for Desilu Studios, whom were then bought by Paramount TV Productions in association with Norway Productions. Today we'll read the Star Trek format portion of the Bible, which goes from page 1 to page 6 of the document. I will be interrupting the text with minor commentary to make the reading of the material fall under fair use, hopefully. I will begin text when I am reading from what is called the Star Trek Bible and announce pause text when I am making commentary. To access the text without commentary, please reference the link to the Writer's Guide, which I will provide in the description below. Thank you, and let's begin. Well, before I begin, let me just say how happy I am that Gene begins with a pop quiz. That is marvelous. The multiple choice questions are not labeled, so I will refer to them as option 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectfully. Can you find the major Star Trek error in the following teaser from a story outline? The scene is the bridge of the USS United States spaceship Enterprise. Captain Kirk is at his command position, his lovely but highly efficient female yeoman at his side. Suddenly, and without provocation, our starship is attacked by an alien space vessel. We try to warn the alien vessel off, but it ignores us and begins loosening bolts of photon energy plasma at us. The alien's vessel attack begins to weaken our deflectors. Mr. Spock reports to Captain Kirk that the next enemy bolt will probably break through and destroy the Enterprise. At this moment, we look up to see that final energy plasma bolt heading for us. There may be only 4 or 5 seconds of life left. Kirk puts his arms about his lovely yeoman, comforting and embracing her as they wait for what seems certain death. Fade out, end teaser. Please check 1. Option 1. In accurate terminology, the Enterprise is more correctly an international vessel, the United Spaceship Enterprise. Option 2. Scientifically incorrect. Energy plasma bolts could not be photon in nature. Option 3. Unbelievable. The captain would not hug pretty yeoman on the bridge of his vessel. Option 4. Concept weak. This whole story opening reeks too much of space pirate or similar bad science fiction. So pause text. Here is page number 2, wherein we're giving answers to the multiple choice questions on page 1. Do you believe you know the answer? Page 2, begin text. No, we're not joking. The preceding page was a very real and important test of your approach to science fiction. Here's why. Inaccurate terminology is the incorrect answer if you checked this one. Sure, the term United States spaceship was incorrect, but it could have been fixed with a pencil slash. Although we do want directors, writer, and actors and others to use proper terminology, this error was certainly far from being the major Star Trek format error. Option scientifically inaccurate is wrong again. Be aware if you checked this one. Although we do want to be scientifically accurate, we found that the selection of this item usually indicates a preoccupation with science and gadgetry over people and story. And option concept weak is wrong again. It is, in fact, much like the opening of one of our best episodes of last year. Aliens, enemy vessels, sudden attack, and such things can range from Buck Rogers to classical literature, all depending on how it is handled. Witness H.G. Wells' novels, Forrester's sea stories, and so on. Understanding the right answer to this is basic to understanding Star Trek format. This was the correct answer. Option unbelievable. Why the correct answer? Simply because we've learned during a full season of making visual science fiction that believability of characters, their actions, and reactions is our greatest need and is the most important angle factor. Let's explore that briefly on the next page. So, pause text. Isn't that wonderful? Frankly, I might not make a great Star Trek writer myself because I might obsess with the science a bit too much for Gene than people thinking too much about option 2. But I have never written a story outside of schools to know for sure. The real answer was that it was unbelievable. Because what is important as a science consultant on Star Trek is a military consultant. Oh, wait a minute. Is this? Yeah. If you do not understand or respect the reality of military structure, chain of command, and the seriousness of professionalism in a life-threatening situation, then you have no business making Star Trek. Page number 3 further explains. Begin text. Now try again. Same basic story situation, but against another background. The time is today. We're in Vietnam waters, aboard the Navy cruiser USS Detroit. Suddenly, an enemy gunboat heads for us. Our guns are unable to stop it. And we realize it's a suicide attack with an atomic warhead. Total destruction of our vessel and all aboard appears probable. Would Captain E. L. Henderson, presently commanding the USS Detroit, turn and hug a comely female, wave, who happens to be on the ship's bridge? As simple as that. This is our standard test that has led to Star Trek believability. It also suggests much of what has been wrong in filmed science fiction of the past. No, Captain Henderson wouldn't. Not if he's the kind of captain we hope is commanding any naval vessel of ours. Nor would Captain Kirk hug a female crewman in a moment of danger, not if he's to remain believable. Some might prefer Henderson were somewhere making love rather than shelling Asiatic ports. But that is a whole different story for a whole different network. Probably BBC. And so, in every scene of our Star Trek story, translate it into a real-life situation, or, sometimes is useful, try it in your mind as a scene in Gunsmoke, Naked City, or some similar show. Would you believe the people and the scene if it happened there? If you're one of those who answered, the character acts that way because it's science fiction, don't call us. We'll call you. Pause text. Well, who would have guessed that science fiction fans want their genre taken seriously? Gene did. And that's how we were graced with Star Trek and now the Orville. Now, on page 4, we get the basic format, including the characters and basic mission. Begin text. The Star Trek format. A captain, Jim Kirk, a first officer, Mr. Spock, a group of regulars who make up our television family: Dr. McCoy, Scotty, Uhura, Sulu, Nurse Christine, and others as detailed later. Guest stars, if the story demands it, but with a story which also emphasizes our series leads. On a guest starship, a familiar television home base, the USS Enterprise. On patrol of a section of our galaxy. Our vessel represents Earth and the Federation, assisting colonists, aiding in scientific exploration, putting down conflicts, helping those in distress, regulating trade, engaging in diplomatic missions, and so on. Pause text. This is why it is so frustrating that writers of New Trek can't get it right, because it isn't that difficult. Here's page 5. Begin text. Yes, the Star Trek format is actually that simple. If you're a TV professional, you already know the following 7 rules. 1. Build your episode on an action-adventure framework. We must reach out, hold, and entertain a mass audience of some 20 million people, or we simply don't stay on the air. 2. Tell your story about people, not about science and gadgetry. Joe Friday doesn't stop to explain the mechanics of his 38 before he tries to use it. Kildare never did a monologue about the theory of aesthetics. Matt Dillon never identifies and discusses the breed of his horse before he rides off on it. 3. Keep in mind that science fiction is not a separate field of literature with rules of its own, but indeed needs the same ingredients as any story, including a jeopardy of some type to someone we learn to care about, climactic build, sound motivation, you know the list. 4. Then, with that firm foundation established, interweave in it any statement to be made about man, society, and so on. Yes, we want you to have something to say, but say it entertainingly, as you do on any other show. We don't need essays, however brilliant. 5. Remember that Star Trek is never fantasy. Whatever happens, no matter how unusual or bizarre, must have some basis in either fact or theory, and stay true to that premise. Don't give the enemy starflight capability and then have them engage our vessel with grappling hooks and drawn swords. 6. Don't try to tell a story about whole civilizations. We've never yet been able to get a usable story from a writer who begins, I see the strange civilization which. 6. Stop worrying about not being a scientist. How many cowboys, police officers, and doctors wrote westerns, detective, and hospital shows? Pause text. I love this page. It basically means to remember to make it fun. Number 2 says to make the story about people. And even though I love the science, I have to admit that the people do make the show. We don't only love it for the high concepts, but because of the dynamic and chemistry between Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. Number 3 is important to us for the big key word used, which is literature. This show was written as science fiction literature turned into a teleplay for TV, which is largely a lost art today, when many of the writers for Star Trek today do not even read literature. I love also that it says science fiction needs the same beats as any genre. Number 4 says that you can have something to say, but essentially don't be a blowhard about it. Don't be a blowhard about it. What Star Trek does the best is to get you thinking about the morality without forcing you into a corner on what to think as someone as someone would when giving you their essay on the matter. And if number 2 was disappointing me in putting people before science, I didn't need to worry about it at all because it's right here on number 5. Ideally, and this isn't always followed, even by real Star Trek, but Star Trek shouldn't be fantasy. No matter how weird it gets, it needs to have a foundation of fact or theory. My favorite part of number 5 is that you don't want to give an enemy starflight ability and then have them draw swords. For a second I was thinking about Klingons, but even they know when to bring a disruptor to a fight. Sorry about that. Little interruption. And they certainly do not have torches on that ship, not mentioning that abomination. That is another story. Number 6 says never to tell a story about an entire civilization. I never heard of that one before. I think this one is broken quite often. I'm not sure about the intricacies of following this particular one. Um, if anybody knows about that, I'd like to hear more. I have seen many Trek episodes where an entire planet represents either a single or a pair of civilizations undergoing something. I don't really see that as too much of a problem unless you are examining a civilization at the expense of creating characters. Number 7 says not to worry about not being a scientist, as writers of other fictions don't worry about having matching professions in those shows. And I agree with that. You just need to respect the science and the military. You don't actually need to be experts yourselves. That is what the science and military consultants are for. So begin page 6. Begin text. The Star Trek script format. The teaser. We open with action, always establishing a strong jeopardy, need, or other hook. It is not necessary to establish all the backstory in the teaser. Instead, we tantalize the audience with a promise of excitement to come. For example, it can be as simple as everyone tense on the bridge, hunting down a marauding enemy ship. Then, a tale-telling blip is sighted on the screen, and the captain's orders, all hands to battle stations. And the captain orders, all hands to battle stations. Fade out. That's enough. The acts. 4 acts in length. Act 1 usually begins with Captain's voiceover, Captain Kirk dictating his log. Necessary backstory should be laid in here, not in the teaser. The captain's log should be succinct and crisp, and the ship commander log language. Opening Act 1, we need some form of orbit, establishing or other silent shot to give us time for both captain's log and opening credits. We must have a strong ending to Act 2, something that will keep the audience tuned to our channel. Style. We maintain a fast pace, avoid long philosophical exchanges or tedious explanations of equipment, and note that our cutting technique is to use the shortest possible time between idea and execution of it. Like, for instance, Kirk decides that a landing party will transport down to a planet. Hard cut to lights blinking on the transporter console. Pullback to reveal the landing party stepping into the transporter. Page count First drafts can run up to 70 pages. If you intend to trim and tighten later, but for final polished drafts, absolutely no more than 65 pages, please. Another please. Cast and set lists with your draft. Thank you. In text, and here on the last page is how to outline your script, create a teaser, the 4 acts, and keep a fast pace. And to hand in a draft no longer than 65 pages. I just love reading this, and I hope that you enjoyed as well, because I intend to continue this in the future. Please tune in next time for an addition to the Starfleet Reference Library. And so that was the Starfleet Reference Library video. I'll be clipping that later. So for now, I just want to say hi to everybody who's here. Hello in the chat to Gorilla's Random Thoughts. I'll put your little your channel here. Gorilla's Random Thoughts just had a video that reached 1,000 views. So congratulations to Gorilla's Random Thoughts. That's pretty fun. And Pop Culture is also here. He's driving. Please stay safe out there, Pop Culture. And we know also that Gorilla's Random Thoughts is going to be defending the Star Trek The Next Generation episode Conspiracy, which I didn't really think was too bad of an episode, but I guess it's panned enough that people don't like it. For me, I liked Remick, and you know we just barely got to know him before everything ends. Everything ends for him, that poor guy. So I think it was a silly episode, definitely very silly, but also fun. I liked it. And Pop Culture was talking about thought I was talking about liking the Orville episode. Yes, I do, but I think we'll save that for Tuesday. I might talk about it a little bit if Clobbering Times comes on today, but if not, I'll save it for Tuesday entirely. And Pop Culture wants to make sure that the Gorilla uses his new intro. Thank you, Pop Culture, for helping make my Orville review intro. And it looks like he's helped Gorilla with one as well. So that's pretty cool of him. Yeah, eventually, maybe I'll figure something out. I know I have some ideas. And hello in the chat to Anono. That's great to see you in here. And Pop Culture asks, was that the one with the exploding head? Yes, that's the one with the exploding head. So that was like one little horror element in the episode that looked a little bit weird. I don't know. The effects that they used on that episode were left some to be desired for sure, but I still really enjoyed it. And hello in the chat to Darius Munchausen. And how are you guys doing today? Today I read from the Star Trek Bible, and it is still on the screen here. But I'm finished with that for today. And then I guess I can move on to either talking about UFO or I could talk about Strange New Worlds. I don't know. Oh, Anonymous can come on. Yeah, I would love for you to come on. I have the link in the chat. Anybody's welcome to come on, Darius. And I know Pop Culture's driving, working. Yes, that would be great. I'd absolutely love that. It'd be great to have someone to talk to. I was about to check. Oh, welcome.
Hey,
Anonymous. How are you doing today?
sorry, I don't even have my microphone set up here. I am fine. How are you?
You sound much better now.
Yeah,
Great.
it helps.
So
So I have been working my tail end off all day, and now I'm relaxing. And I saw you were on. I was like, hey, maybe I can get on with her. Maybe we can talk. Maybe we can talk about Star Trek.
Yeah, we
Who
could
knew?
talk about. I could always talk about Star Trek. I'm always ready for that. Jeff C in the chat asks me if I'm writing a Star Trek script, and no, I'm not. But maybe I will someday. I'm just enjoying reading the Bible of Star Trek, which is the writer's guide that writers for Star Trek in the original series needed to consult in order to make episodes. And it is, I just wanted to share that. So, I missed a poem from Gorilla's Random Thoughts. I didn't mean to miss your poem. Oh, you do have a poem here. Roses are red, violets are blue. There are 4 live streams on, and I chose yours. The Planet of Hats concept.
Almost had it, Gorilla. Almost had it.
Thank you. Thank you, Gorilla. And so, did you? Well, I know you want to talk about Star Trek, but I wasn't
Well,
going
you
to
can talk about it. Whatever. I'm not.
I,
I'm not
I was going to
nailed
talk
down
about
Star Trek.
I was going to talk about something that's not Star Trek.
That's fine.
Did you watch the new Star Trek episode? But it's not really Star Trek. Strange New Worlds.
I got to 2 episodes and I haven't continued.
Yeah, no, it's really not worth it. But I wrote a whole review about it today. If you want to hear it, I'm gonna
Sure.
spoil the heck out of it.
I don't care.
It's already spoiled anyway, so you don't need to worry about that.
I watched Dave Cullen a while ago, and he's been reviewing the Star Trek episodes, and he gave up and went to the Orville.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
He gave up?
Yep.
Yeah, because he was trying to like it. He was trying his damnedest to
Oh,
like
he was
it.
trying hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched a couple of his reviews, and he was saying positive things about a couple of the episodes. And I was wondering what was going on with him. He's in denial or something. But I guess I'm glad to hear he's finally come out of it.
Yep. He the last episode he said was just terrible enough to not even review it. Instead, he just shifted his focus to the Orville.
It is that awful. I saw somewhere someone said this is the best new Trek episode ever. And I was like, I wonder if that's code for the worst new Trek episode ever. And then yes, it
Are
was.
you being sarcastic?
No, they were. They were.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to talk about something else, we don't have to talk about.
No, we can talk about whatever you want. I'm totally fine. I can I can usually hang a little bit and talk about generalities of stuff. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead and interrupt me anytime you want while I talk about this.
Okay.
So, this episode, I don't have screenshots for this because it doesn't deserve that much effort, but I did put in the effort of reviewing it. So it starts off at a Vulcan prison because leave it to Netrek to introduce us to Vulcan prisons. It's a Vulcan criminal rehabilitation center, and so I'm used to having every other crew member give the first opening log. You know how they haven't been having captain's logs, and everybody else has been doing it. But in this case, it's not even a crew member of the Enterprise who gives a log. It's T'Pring. So T'Pring gives her personal log. To whom she's giving this personal log, and who cares about her personal log? I have no idea.
Why is that even a thing?
I don't know.
God.
And Darius in the chat says, Vulcans don't need prisons. Crime is illogical.
That's right. They should probably have maybe 3 criminals on the whole stinking planet. And then they just ship them off somewhere else. and just to get them off, get them
Strip
away.
'em off. Well, T'Pring's job in the show, she's apparently like a Vulcan cop, and she's supposed to take these prisoners who are illogical and help them find logic or something like that. And Darius has a poem too. He says, "Roses are red, violets are blue. There are 4 lights. So screw you."
Better, so much better, Darius. You are you are such the poet.
Darius, there's technically 5 lights because there is one on his remote.
We're not getting into the weeds now. Come on.
Oh dear. Darius says, "Stunning and brave new worlds." Oh, jeez. Hey, I love that's one of my favorite science fiction books, Brave New World. So, yeah. Anyway, T'Pring talks about her life rehabilitating Vulcans to help them purge emotions. And I get that Vulcans purge them because the emotions are so strong. But I don't like the idea that they might be criminals if they don't do that. So
That their crime?
I don't know. No, they actually commit crimes, I suppose, stealing and murdering, but they're doing it because they're letting their emotions out. I don't know.
Okay, their emotions get the better of them to motivate them to commit crimes.
That's the presumption.
Okay.
Then T'Pring is trying to appreciate Spock's human side. She's reading a bunch of books about human sex. Spock has already chosen to be a Vulcan long back ago when he was a kid in the animated series. So I don't know what is wrong with T'Pring. She didn't just lose her katra in the last episode. She lost her mind reading about this stuff from all this literature. And
what is her fascination with Vulcans and doing it outside of Ponpar?
I'm not sure that this show has a fascination with that. They're making the Vulcans like humans because they don't know how to write Vulcans.
Obviously don't, because that first I did a video on the first episode and it just blew my mind what they were doing with Spock and T'Pring, and I hated every stinking second of it. And now in another video they're trying to do it again. I can't.
That was just a little clip. That was just a few minutes of the. This is an entire episode about it.
Oh God! I hate these people.
I know, me too. I don't even know why I did this. I guess I just hate myself. Darius says to Jill has been found guilty of feeling emotion of love for her family. And Gorilla's random thought says, "It just proves everyone gets horny randomly."
They're Vulcans. They don't get horny randomly. They get horny at a predetermined time.
Oh yeah. If anybody out there actually cares about this episode, I'll give you a spoiler warning. Spoiler warning commencing. Okay, I'm gonna spoil it now.
We lost everybody. Dang it.
Yeah, everybody's gone. Yeah. Nurse Chapel is talking to Spock about Dr. Aspen's razor palms. This scene didn't make sense. Just forget about it. Anyway, I hope Nurse Chapel doesn't slap Spock this time. She did it last time. He asked for advice. She says last time she gave him advice, he went overboard with the Katra thing. Last episode, he exchanged Katras with T'Pring, and they had a whole big sitcom shenanigans.
Freaky Friday. I forgot the Freaky Friday thing.
Yeah, but she's the one that committed physical violence against her crewmate. So I don't know what is worse.
Don't know.
Why would Spock be talking to Chapel about his sex life anyway? Because that's what he's doing.
He wouldn't.
Yeah, why? Who is even Chapel to him for divulging such personal and embarrassing information as his wife trying to insert human culture that Spock even admits he doesn't embrace? Normally, in the original series, he would be affronted if anyone compared him to humans, but now it's all good, I guess.
Oh, this was before, so he had to work up to that. The how many years before was it 8 years before Kirk takes over?
Yeah, I think that's about the timeline. 8 to
Okay.
10 years. Uh, Captain Pike knows he thinks he's gonna die in 10 years. He doesn't know he's just going to be severely crippled.
Yeah. I just remember in the cage, or not the cage, but the I'm not good with names. What's the one where they did the where Pike came back and they went back to the planet?
The menagerie.
Menagerie. There you go. Sorry. In the menagerie, he stated how long he served with Pike. And I believe it was
Mhm.
like 7 years or
Yeah,
8.
that
It
seems
could have
about
been.
right.
All right. But anyway, Chapel has been there for 8 years plus Kirk. And I don't even know where I was going with this thought process because
Uh-huh.
I've done trying to think of menagerie and now I've done lost it. So
Well, that's okay.
it
You're doing some math. I like that. But trying to
good with
make the
math
show
either.
make shit
Yeah,
sense.
trying to make it sense. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Oh
Gorilla's
well,
random
I think
thoughts.
it was where I was going was even in when Chapel was in the Kirk era, um, Spock kept his distance from her. He knew that she liked him, and the whole tension between it was all tension
Right.
on her side. Spock was not interested, and if he was, he kept it to himself because he knew, um, what was to come. I guess, and even on the Spock and Mock episode, he still, even though he was going through Ponfar, he still kept his cool with her, and
Mhm.
he kept it professional.
Right. Yeah, it was a struggle for him in that episode, but he
Yeah,
still did his best, and that was good.
yeah.
But
But what is he doing now? Just the just wrecking is they're wrecking that episode.
no, I remember that time he tried to do he did his own math of his own. He was doing multiplication tables or something just to keep
Yeah,
himself straight. Um, Gorilla's random thought says she slapped him because he has an abuse kink. Hmm. Okay, I guess this Spock does. Darius Munchausen says, my girlfriend likes Star Trek now, but she doesn't like how Vulcans suppress their emotions. I love that about Vulcans. Oh, then she might like this episode, because this is all about telling Vulcans they're wrong and that they should express emotions. Um, I don't know. Menagerie, yes, that's right. Oh, Gorilla's random thoughts has to go back to work, but he'll be listening. We'll miss you, Gorilla. Have a good time working.
have
Hope
a
it's
good
not
day, Gorilla.
hope it's not too much of a hell.
No,
Darius wants to know, do Vulcans like to be choked? I think that's just Klingons.
that's a question that we should never have answered. To be honest with you, Klingons, yes, probably. I would totally throw that on top of them.
Gorilla says yes. So, oh, hello in the chat to Nerd Portal Lifeform. How are you doing today? I know you gave up on Strange New Worlds, and you know what? You made the right decision. I wrote this review for Clabby in case he came by, but he isn't, so I'm uh I'm reading it anyway. So hope
Sup,
you're doing well.
Admiral? How come I say it in my head and it sounds right, but when I say it out loud, it doesn't sound right? Admiral. There you go. That sounds better.
Admiral.
Admiral. You got to say it
You
like
say it better
Khan.
than I can. Oh, I leave the con impressions to Doomcock.
There you go.
Darius says Klingons like to be scratched and gouged. And Jeff C says, I think Vulcans do the hand thing. Yes, normally Vulcans do the hand thing, but in this episode they kiss. I mean, in this series, this non-Star Trek universe. So, hello in the chat to John DeMarco. I'm just going through a review of the last episode of Strange New Worlds. I don't remember what it's called. Something, oh, right. It's The Serene Squall. And Gorilla says he's got a comment, but it's too bad even for him. Oh, interesting.
Keep it to yourself, man.
So, I suppose this episode is making Spock seem like he's unsure about whether or not he wants to be human or Vulcan, as if he's 7 years old again with his pet. It's just weird. Even more gross is the following dialogue that I think Nurse Chapel says, "Don't try to be smarter than the truth. That's what got you in trouble last time." And also, pro tip, pay better attention to me when I'm talking because... And Spock says, "You are very charming, and I am completely missing it." And Nurse Chapel says, "Progress. You're learning." I don't know. I just, I copied down those dialogues because that was the worst of it.
Sounds like a boring conversation.
Yeah, really. It's pretty disgusting dialogue. I think that Nurse Chapel is talking down to Spock as if he's a child who doesn't know who he is and needs her to make him be honest and listen. So this is just some stupid crap.
That sounds like the intersectional feminism coming out.
Yes.
When you hear a girl talk, all you need to do is sit and listen. And if you have anything to say, just say yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened in that scene. And oh my god, this is just not Spock. So for the rest of this review, I'll be calling him Spork. I forget who called him that first. I think probably Doomcock.
Spock adjacent.
Then we cut to the most reclusive doctor ever, Dr. Aspen, who's been running aid to this aiding colony on the edge of Federation space. And there doesn't need to be any alien anyone in or around the Federation. So was she keeping the secret of this colony all this time and only now reaching out, now that things have hit the fan? That is extremely psychotic and selfish of her, but also strange that no one in the Federation was tracking what she was doing. Unless she's a civilian doctor doing this all alone and finally getting help. If the Federation knew there was a need so close to their borders, they'd have helped a long time ago. So I wondered why it took so long for her to talk about it. And the colonists' suffering seems to be all on her. Anyway, these colonists apparently lost ship power and are starving. So way to go, Dr. Aspen. She's happy now, I guess, and calls him a Boy Scout for it. And apparently that's professional enough a descriptor that it's in his personnel file. And hello in the chat to King Dolphin TV. And King Dolphin has a great channel. He talks to other YouTubers and other creators who create music and fly airplanes and do all sorts of neat stuff. And of course, he also wrote this book, Dolphin Wars, which I read the prologue 100 times, but I still need to read the book.
See, if you just would have read the book, you could have not read the prologue.
Well, I read it so many
99
times. I read the prologue so many times because I was on his channel and to read the prologue on his.
Oh, okay.
That's why. So I guess continuing with this crap. You're welcome. So there's some vessel called Serene Squall raiding on the border. So we have space pirates. Gene Roddenberry's favorite thing. Not really. So not only has Dr. Aspen been keeping starving colonists a secret, but also there are space pirates. Seriously, at least she is not Starfleet, or it would be some kind of court-martial or something. Apparently, she used to be a counselor on Starbase 12, so she used to work for Starfleet before she decided to take on humanitarian campaigns. So then she says, not everyone who needs help is lucky enough to be in the Federation. She says some ugly and false assumptions that the Federation only helps itself. But I guess in the this filthy universe that is true, but not in the 735 universe. And real Star Trek, we have 735 episodes from 1966 to 2005, and in no way is the Federation like that in those episodes.
Nope. Nope, sure ain't.
So they'd be helping as soon as they learned about it. But Captain Pike likes her for some reason. So Gorilla's Random Thoughts has a good question I don't know the answer to. What are you going to review on Tuesdays after the Orville? Oh, hello in the chat.
Random Thoughts has a good question I don't know the answer to. What are you going to review on Tuesdays after the Orville? Oh, hello in the chat. Random Thoughts has a good question I don't know the answer to. What are you going to review on Tuesdays after the Orville? Oh, hello in the chat.
Wow, that repeats and repeats.
You have your stream volume.
Okay, King Dolphin TV, let me know when you have your headphones on and when you're ready in the chat, and I'll unmute you. That was kind of neat hearing myself echo, but it won't be neat after a while. But I'm really glad. Welcome, King Dolphin TV, to the chat here. Echo. So when I added King Dolphin TV, I was hoping that I wouldn't get echolocation.
He's Echo the Dolphin.
Echo. Let's see. Am I still echoing?
Am I still on?
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Oh, okay. Hello, Joe.
Oh, hello. Hey, how are you doing?
All right. Sorry about all that technical echoing stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
I was just coming on and thought I'd pop in real quick.
Yeah, thanks. That's awesome. So, what's going on with you today?
Just enjoying a Friday away from work.
All right. That's awesome.
Some stuff and things, and probably gonna start getting ready for the Friday Night Frolics with Doomcock tonight.
Oh, right. Of course. We're going to be modding tonight for Friday Night Frolics for Doomcock.
Great.
Yeah, I'm sure anybody who listens to my channel is already subscribed to Doomcock, but if you haven't already, Overlord DVD is what you want to look for that.
Yep.
Have you seen the 100? How about that? 100? Wait, I don't know what you're talking about. Does anybody know what
show. It's a TV show, The 100.
What's that about?
There's been so many different ones. The 4400, the 100. There's something else too. I can't remember, and I kind of can't remember what that one was about. I think the 100 was a Sci-Fi Channel show. I could be wrong. Where they 100 people were taken and then returned all at once, and they all had superpowers.
Oh, that was on the CW.
Was it the CW? You sure it wasn't the Sci-Fi Channel?
I think it was the CW. Way back when.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never seen that. Interesting. Well, thank you. Now I know about that. I don't know if I'll watch that. Well, I guess I can continue with my review here of Strange New Worlds. Pop Culture Curator says that was a terrible show. Thank you.
Nope, I'm wrong. Sorry. Before you start. This is the show that's on Amazon, maybe. It's about 100 people on a spaceship that get stranded on a planet. Sort of
Lost,
deal.
but on a planet.
Yeah, kind of. I watched like one episode of this. My mother-in-law made me watch it while I was hanging out over there. So.
Yeah, that's the only way I'd watch something like that, is for family. So Gorilla's Random Thought says Earth was nuked, and it's 100 years later, and the Ark was dying. So they sent 100 delinquents to Earth to see if it's survivable. Oh.
There you go.
It's on CW.
That is a CW show.
Oh, so more like than Wally then. Please excuse me for a moment. Could you guys talk for me for just a little bit?
Sure.
I'll be right back. I gotta go sort something out real quick.
Okay.
So, I think this is the first time we've met.
I believe so. I've not seen your channel. What you do? What do you do, sir?
Oh, well, it's called King Dolphin TV, as Jill said. I interview creators. I've had musicians on. I've had authors, artists, a lot of YouTube channel creators. And we also have a more of a, a fun stream on Saturday where we bring people in. We just talk as if we're in a coffee shop.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like those. I get on with Pacific 414 on Sunday mornings sometimes, and he lets people in, and we just talk about it. He brings up articles and stuff to talk about, and we give our thoughts, and that's a fun time.
Yeah. We've got segments like Nutty News and it's a place for people who need relief to come in, have fun. It's called Just Cuz. And I've seen, Gorilla's Random Thought there, Pop Culture Curator, and Darius Munchausen.
Darius is everywhere.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. There.
He gets around. He gets around.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in it and haven't been there before, I think she posted it. Yeah.
Yeah. She got your link on there.
Okay, yeah, where you can come to King Dolphin TV. We had a musician on. Lenrod came on Wednesday and did some jamming. So,
cool.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
And check him out, everybody. I will check you out and see what's good. And yes, Nerdporial, subscribe to Pacific 414 also. He's a good chap and
yeah,
good guy. So check him out. Check me out, I guess. Check me out,
man. Put your channel out there.
I'm not a mod. Nerdporial, put my channel in the chat.
Yeah, so I can check it out and
be useful.
I think my other alter ego is a mod here, but I came in as the king.
There you
go. The king. Flipper's my evil twin. Nerdporeal. So, and when is your shows?
Oh, I don't do live streams. I just make videos.
Oh, okay.
I try to make fun of stuff. So, review some TV shows. I got first episode of the Strange New Worlds that I thoroughly took apart. So, anybody wants to check that out?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have that. I think I saw the one that the show, the first show that they had in on YouTube. So,
Oh yeah, the first one was god awful. I mean, I that's the longest video I ever did. I had 5 pages of dialogue, and what is it? Is it 25 minutes long? That's the longest one I've ever done. That's crazy. That's so much crap in the show that it took me 25 minutes to point it all out. And but to say that, I've been watching Kenobi, and I think I could do even longer videos, to be honest with you.
mostly ranting.
Even more
Yeah.
egregious offenses there, huh?
Yes. It's so bad.
I haven't
It's
seen
so
that
bad.
one. I haven't seen that one yet.
Like, if you want, I've laughed. I mean, I'm seriously, I watch Kenobi and I laugh at stuff. So it's not a comedy, but it is.
Well,
It's
we
very
could
weird.
take a little break from my review, and you can tell me a little bit about it, because if you want. And
Oh no, you can go ahead. I mean, I'd have to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's already 5 episodes out, and there's a lot to go through.
Okay.
all right, if you want to put your link in the chat, I can. I'm in the private chat rather.
I tried to get Nerdporeal to do it, but he didn't do it. I mean, I'll get it for you though.
Yes, please, because I don't have your link yet. I have everybody else's link. I don't know why I don't have yours.
That view you've got there, Jill, it looks like it looks strangely like a Tholian web.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like a laser trap or something.
But it's not
That's
the Tholians, of course.
no, it's not the Tholians, and you never find out who it is either.
Oh.
It's definitely not the Tholians, so it's probably the least worst thing about this episode. So
apparently, if y'all decide to get super mega drunk and pass out on your stream, I will hang in there with you until you are considered to be still alive. So Darius will hang out too. So
Anonymous will make sure we don't die on a live stream. I forgot all about you were there for Canadian Spider-Man.
yeah. That was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time because he survived.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's okay.
Was,
but he said next time,
funny.
Don't call the Mounties, call the fire department.
Okay. Like we know,
right? We don't need to know.
Maybe we should put that like on the beginning of every stream. If I pass out blind, stinking drunk, call the fire department.
Okay. Yeah, right. Well, it was a team effort that night, but you were there. You stuck there to the bitter end. So good job on that.
Yeah, everybody was trying to call somebody, trying to get a hold of family or the cops up there. Everybody did.
Yeah,
great job.
I think Darius, everybody was helping. It was really great.
Yep.
To see how we can pull together
Mm-hmm.
when we need to for our YouTube community. It's pretty special. And Nerdporeal Lifeform says Kenobi is the greatest show ever.
You're a liar.
Well, I will, Darius, if I do talk about it. I don't know anything about it. I was giving the platform for Anonymous to talk about it if you wanted to, but I don't know anything of it. I haven't seen any Disney Star Wars since The Last Jedi, so.
I don't blame you.
Wow, everyone was there. Yeah, everyone was there for Spidey.
There was quite a few people in the chat that
A
night.
lot of people were really scared, except for Rod Thunderheart, and he was like, he'll be fine.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
He knew something we didn't know, apparently.
He's Canadian. That's what we didn't know.
Oops. I put that in wrong. Well, it helps you copy.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Anonymous. Very cool. 80s nostalgia is a beautiful thing, is one of your videos.
Yeah, it was one of my first videos, and I thought, well, let's just make these weird, fun videos, and I like that one. But
where is that at? No, did you go to a store or something? Oh, okay. Before I talk to you about that video, I have to say hello in the chat to Clobbering Times.
Listen, you bunch of tarts, it's clobbering time!
Hey,
Bobby.
what's up? How you doing, all? Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late, Jiller.
Welcome.
Sorry to be late here.
It's been a fantastic show so far. So I'm glad you're here now too.
Oh well, I didn't get a chance to sit through the filthy trash this week.
Oh God, It was awful. No, don't do it. Don't do it unless Mark makes you do it.
I gotta go, and Doomcock's gonna want me to review it. So.
Okay. Yeah. No, it was.
DC's. Oh no, it's filth. I mean, you don't have to try. Everybody else is wavering on it and waffling on it, and so many people are just giving over to the shit side. I'm sorry for my language, but not me. I will not collaborate with the filth, unlike so many people who are being taken over.
The drones.
What's up, Raymond? What's up, Anono?
Hey, Clobby.
Hey, Clobby.
Hey, I subscribe to you, Anono.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
So did I. Way back.
And I will reciprocate.
All right, thank you.
So yeah, I have not sat through it yet. I heard it's awful, but then again, every episode's awful to me, and people are just eating it up. Well, some people, sadly, I'm disappointed in those who are, because sometimes there are people that I actually thought, never mind, I won't insult them.
You just got to let them do what they're gonna do, man.
But it's jangling little keys in front of them, and they're liking this. Why they think this is Star Trek?
No, it's awful. It's really, really bad. I already started my review of this, so I can just do a quick recap. There's you don't get a captain's log once again. You get a T'Pring personal log, so it's not even a member of the Enterprise. And so Nurse Chapel is talking to Spock. Doesn't slap him this time. It's terrible. And terrible not Spock stuff happens. And there's this doctor who's introduced who's supposed to be doing some kind of aid to some colonists, and I was wondering why the Federation wasn't tracking this activity. It's revealed later why that's the case, but anyway. If I drop out again, if I don't respond, because I missed a lot of what you said, Clobby, because my Ethernet cable fell out.
Okay.
Because
I was just telling you that I missed it. I didn't get to see it yet.
Yeah. My Wi-Fi is dead. I have to get a new Wi-Fi card. So in the meantime, I'm stuck on Ethernet, and my cable fell out for a little bit.
Ouch.
Hey, Gorillas and Random Thoughts, you're not a collaborator or anything. I'm just telling you that, in my opinion, I don't understand anybody who claims to love Star Trek can embrace this garbage. You can still love what you want to love, and No, don't take. You could take it. You could take it offense if you want to, but it's not aimed at anyone personally. I'm expressing my lack of understanding, and how anyone who loves Star Trek could embrace this dumbed down idiocy. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
it's quite impossible. I don't understand how.
For me, it is, but like I said, for those who can't do it, I don't. All I'm saying is I don't understand you.
I don't
And I
understand it
think you
either.
just. I think it's Stockholm syndrome, as a matter of fact. But go ahead.
I mean, right. People are allowed to have their opinions, and I'm totally
Sure.
okay with that. Darius says, I love how Jill has a sweet, gentle, optimistic voice, but will totally savage New Trek, aka the filth.
The filth, indeed.
Yes, I'll savage you, but I'll be nice about it.
It's my fault. I had her read my badass woman in the prologue.
Oh, right.
Rubbed off on her.
Tanya, yeah.
Tanya,
Love
and
you.
she rubbed off on Jill.
Yeah, and possibly also you had me be a Vorta, so the combination of that.
That's true. She was a Vorta. Yeah, she's quite the badass.
Well, you know what? I try to find the good stuff in these shows too, and I really can't. The best part of this episode was the picture I show here, which is a little force field, or not force field, some kind of laser beam trap. Anyway, Pop Culture Carrier says bad reviews are helping these shows. Bad publicity is good publicity. Either way, it draws people to watch the garbage. That's why I don't announce that I'm reviewing the filth. I announce this as a tea time, talking about this. I started this. That's why I publicized that this stream is about my beginning. I talked about the Bible. I read from the Bible today, Clobby.
Cool.
Yeah, the Star Trek Bible, obviously. The Writer's Guide. But I didn't put that out. I guess maybe I did put it in the description. Anyway, I just put SNW though. I didn't spell it out.
Yeah, that's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. In other words, they're telling you don't even talk about it. But you know, this is out there. It needs to be repudiated. I think it's more important. Like you said, we don't announce that we don't make a big deal or announce we're reviewing it or anything like that. But we talk about it because it needs to be. You know, there are people. If there weren't people who are generally understood that Bad Reboot Trek was garbage, and all of a sudden jumping over to this trash, which is just as bad, even worse in some ways, and canon destroying trash, then I might not, might leave it alone a little bit more. But there are people just, oh, finally they're doing some good Star Trek. This is not Star Trek. How are you fooled by this? By something shiny, and because you think it feels a little bit more like Trek? Is this as bad as P. Hard and STD? Maybe not quite as bad, but it's written by the same idiots, and it's got just as much. In fact, I'd argue it's worse in some ways because it trashes classic episodes right off the bat, like Arena and Amok Time, and everything it does is not Star Trek like in any way. And I'm sorry if you're tired of the bashing. I'm not tired of the bashing. This deserves all the bashing it gets. But to each his own.
Listen, you bunch of tarts. It's clobbering time.
Come on your show and make it nasty, because I don't mean it that way, Jill. I'm just saying I have nothing but contempt for, Alex Klutzman and the trash than what he and Jar Jar Abrams have done to something beautiful like Star Trek. So I'm not going to capitulate.
I get it. I just wanted to play that clip again.
I love that clip. It's one of a great episode, by the way, too. Polymorph.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had just watched it, and I didn't even mean to sync it up with having just watched the Orville episode. That was the horror episode, the spider arachnid, Shadow Realms. But it just happened, and I heard that, and I knew I had to clip that for you.
I love it. Thank you.
And
look, I still love the school of people can like whatever they want to like, but it's got to work both ways. It's got to work both ways. They can like what they like, but I can dislike what I dislike. In other words, I'm not going to tell you that you don't have a right to like it, but I'm going to definitely speak my mind on it.
Yeah, I think the way some Star Trek fans justify it is by acknowledging that it's a different universe, but the writers themselves don't do that.
They don't do that. If Klutzman came out and did that, Jill, I'd be like, all right, look, at least you admit you're not in the real Trek universe. But they constantly release charts and different things of the timeline and universe. They're constantly trying to claim, and they're constantly ripping off old episodes and then referring to old episodes. So they're on the one hand saying, "Oh yeah, we're doing our own thing. Why don't you just chill out about it?" But on the other hand, they're saying it's the same universe. If they would admit it's not, I'd go, "Yeah, fine, do whatever you want. I wouldn't even care." But
well, yeah, but then even if they did admit that, you still wouldn't like it, and I know why. Because
No, it'd be
it's
still
keeping
bad
us.
writing.
It's
Yeah,
keeping
still
us from
bad
real
show.
Star Trek.
Exactly, very good point. It's
I
still
learned
keeping us
from
getting
you.
real Trek. You're right. I've always said that. It keeps us from getting real Trek. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go. This I have a trigger, and that's it. That filth Trek is it.
I can absolutely understand that. I also wrote a review for a UFO episode.
Hey, cool.
If y'all want to hear that.
Now, see, we're going to be non-bashing. We're going to be talking about a great show.
Actually, this one I didn't really.
I know, but,
But it is
generally a
great.
good show, though.
It is fantastic compared to this.
Well,
but it had a few problems.
Guys, I'm gonna have to step away. I'll probably come back and listen in on listen and lurk. I've got to let the dog out and Sandra.
Okay. Just in case you don't come back, do you want to plug your channel? And
sure, King Dolphin TV. We interview creators of all sorts, all genres, and we have musicians, authors, artists, and we talk comics, and we also have a fun Saturday stream where we bring people in and talking about anything and everything, and anything and everything happens, and it's just a big fun coffee shop. I know I'm trying to get Clobby, hopefully in July. We'll talk to Legion.
Oh yeah. Hey, wait, by the way, do you interview dolphins?
No, they're hard to catch. They're hard to catch.
Yeah, their agents.
I need a translator.
Their agents aren't easy to work with, right?
No, they're too smart for my own good.
It's true. They passed the mirror test. They can look in a mirror and they can tell that's not another dolphin.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
that's me.
Yep.
Thanks for all the fish.
Yeah, thanks for all the fish. I got to read that book sometime.
Yeah, what? Yes, you do.
That's the
Hitchhikers is fantastic. What?
I think that's the fifth in the trilogy.
You've got to read Hitchhikers, and I've got to read King Dolphin, called Dolphin Wars.
Yes. So yeah, I can't put the link out there, but Jill's put it out there several times. So.
Hitchhikers is the prequel to Dolphin Wars. A lot of people don't know that.
I wish.
See, he's Raymond's really Douglas Adams in another life.
Reincarnate.
Yes. Well, thanks for having me on, Jill. And
you're welcome. Thanks for popping on.
You are most welcome. You guys take care.
Take care, man.
See you, man.
Bye.
Oh no, I'm front and center.
Thank you, Darius. Appreciate those kind
words. I'm not real fast at this kind of thing. Oh, so what did Darius say? Let's see.
I love that picture, by the way. That's great. That Enterprise.
Yeah, right. Except it's the phony prize. It's the best picture.
I know it's the crap one, but it's from a distance, so you can't really tell.
Yeah, right. It's the only one I could bear to look at.
Yeah.
It's all in the details. Clobby spends hours breaking down why it's bad, but he spends even more hours remembering classic episodes and why they're great, and gets everybody in on it together. And so, yes, he's talking about your Saturday night Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which
look, I would rather concentrate on the good all day long, and that's why I don't do any shows that are actual specific reviews of something that I hate, like STD or the new Doctor Who or the Obi-Wan or that kind of stuff. I'll talk about them. And like if I'm on another show and someone asks me about them, we'll talk about them. But I never concentrate a show on that. Look, my Saturday Night Star Trek is about reviewing something we love. Trek, even though there's some bad episodes, we beat up on those. Yeah. Boy, do we ever.
Absolutely. Yes. And that shows that we are objective.
Yeah. the Chitholian web looks like now. Is that what the Chilean Thule? I don't know. Probably. When
That
they
would
rip
be
off
cool
the
if they
Thulean
did
web,
that.
that's what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
What's that old?
They're probably
Doesn't it look like
going
an
to.
old video game? What's that old video game? It has Matrix. No, what's that?
Oh, the vector graphics.
Yeah, which one? The one with
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it.
It had that. It was like those little objects that you had to maneuver around them and shoot them before they came at you. They looked like that. Oh man, I can't remember the name of it.
Gradius?
I'm not sure, but that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, we had to go around in a circle. Is that
Yeah, and different other shapes later after that.
Yeah, it's
and shoot them
Gradius.
before they got to you. Is that what Radius? Okay.
Yep.
Pop Culture says it was Star Castle.
Star Castle. Okay.
Maybe we're thinking of the different things.
And this is the one I was thinking of was Asteroid.
I loved Asteroid, but I was thinking of the one with the Star. I think Star Castle maybe. I did. Oh, Asteroid's wonderful, man. I still love that.
It always holds up. Oh well. Anyway, I guess I'll finish this review since I started it.
Okay, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, it's fantastic.
Derailed
The interruptions are what make me happy. I like interruptions. They're great. So I guess they found these colonial ships, but they only find debris, so they assume they're all dead because they don't see any signs of life. So I think that they scan for life. I don't even know what they scan for, if they scan at all.
They didn't either.
No, they probably didn't
know either.
All they sense are warp signatures that they think are the pirates. So they think the pirates wanted the colonists to sell to slavery. Then they say that they're not supposed to pursue because you need Starfleet approval to leave non-Federation space. And here's I'm so glad you're here, because since when is that the case?
They did. What was that again? What'd you say?
They say they can't pursue the vessel because you need Starfleet approval to leave non-Federation space.
When did Kirk ever ask for that?
I remember there being a neutral zone for the Romulans, but not leaving Federation space. That's never been a thing.
Well, put it this way: I've never heard it mentioned ever. So they're pulling it out of their ass. I mean.
Yeah, right. I think what they're trying to do here is they're trying to make the Federation a xenophobic society that only cares about itself and what's inside its borders, and doesn't want any starships to explore outside of its zone for some reason.
I thought that was the whole mission of Star Trek, to go out and find strange and new worlds.
Right.
And not just the ones inside Federation space. But...
That's so stupid. Exactly. It is dumb.
I just can't stand it with this episode.
It's part of the mission parameters. Exploring, strange new non-federated worlds. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I mean, anyway, aside from that, it would take 2 days to contact Starfleet, so they send out communications and buoys to say what they were doing and went to go save the colonists anyway, despite a rule that makes no sense. Anyway, that isn't really a rule at all. So good for him for not following a non-existent rule. So then Spock hears some dance party music, and Spock tells Dr. Aspen they need her. I guess there's no reason for that. I don't know. And that never pays off. And then she says that she should have gotten here sooner. So that's something that she at least admits. But later on, it's all for nothing. I don't even know why I'm reviewing this. But then Spock comforts her, saying, self-blame is counterproductive and often results in the very anxiety we wish to avoid. Well,
oh my God.
No, self-blame is good when you're guilty of something.
Accountability.
And need to remember not to commit it again.
Wow, that is so modern generation, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no consequences.
No consequences.
Don't feel guilty for doing something wrong or
Yep.
that you may perceive to be wrong.
That is illogical, Spock.
Extremely illogical. I hated reading that. And then she reveals she knows about Kolinar. And the whole scene is like watching children try to learn what Vulcans are. But worse.
Well, I've often said that today's modern day TV or movie writers are like intellectual, emotional toddlers.
Mm-hmm. I guess then I was being nicer by saying 7-year-olds.
Yes, I think they're worse than that.
Typical modern day narcissist.
You can explain something to a 7-year-old.
But the worst part is they're putting those words into Spock's mouth. That's the worst one.
Akiva Goldsman, probably.
Mm-hmm. Hollywood script imperatives, says Darius Munchausen, are all about addressing harmful power structures. So even the Federation is portrayed as xenophobic.
Yes, just like they were in Picard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no change here. This is no change from Discovery or Picard. It's just given a different paint job.
Absolutely, same old thing.
Just different scenarios. Now it's episodic, so they can change up the dialogue in the situations to reflect it differently.
That's exactly right. It's the same, all the same game.
Darius says, Captain Mary Sue, humanity has moved beyond primitive notions of personal responsibility and accountability.
Wow.
It's always the other guy's fault.
Did she really say that, or is she just kidding? Because it sounds like something they would say.
Well, that sounds like something they would say.
Yeah, it does. It does. Just not directly.
It's the universe's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I would not put it past them.
No, this episode is so bad. When you watch it, it'll be even worse when you watch it.
Oh my goodness! I wouldn't get a chance last night, but I'll go watch it after this.
So I'm spoiling the spoiledness, if that's okay.
You could. It comes pre-spoiled, don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Gave the Royal Dolphin a sub sandwich. No need to thank me. Thank you, Nerdpoil. I'll thank you anyway. Just like the other shows, says pop culture curator. Everything represents the patriarchy, and they hate it.
That's for sure.
Oh, in this episode, doubly so. Oh my God! See what happens soon.
Oh no, really?
Oh yeah. like the little thing I didn't even notice on the Orville that only Raquel found because I didn't do a deep dive of it is nothing compared to what happens here.
Hey, BVP.
So then Dr. Aspen says that if each asteroid is reflecting off the original one. Okay, so this is the only part I like. So this little cage they make out of the lasers. So there's an originating asteroid that starts off the laser, and somehow the asteroids are reflecting the lasers off of one another somehow. They don't really explain how, but it's an interesting idea if they would explain it. And that there's no
Did they not explain it? Because that
no,
would
they
take
didn't.
some very fantastic math calculations in order to make that work right.
Yeah, I think that's why they don't explain it, nor do they say who did it. They suspect that it's the pirates, but then someone says if it were the pirates, then they would have destroyed us already or something. But it was Dr. Aspen, which I didn't like or trust from the beginning anyway.
Is Dr. Aspen a dude?
No, she's a female.
Oh, she's perfectly fine then.
She's gonna be fine.
If it was a dude, I'd be right there with you. He'd be horrible.
So of course she figures out how to determine which asteroid to destroy, because if they don't destroy the original one, then there will be a cascading event where they will all explode and destroy the Enterprise. Mm-hmm. So she figures out which one, but then it turns out there are two of them, so Spock has to just guess which one is the right one. And with strong emotional anxiety, Spock chooses, shoots, and is successful.
Did he laugh when he did it?
Did he
No,
go
but
high five everybody.
No, but he was extremely pained. You could see stress on his face.
Jesus. Wow.
And-
How Spock of them.
They definitely want his human side shown more. I think maybe they think it's more dramatic and stuff when he's struggling with being human and Vulcan. It's stupid, but and it doesn't make any sense. But I think that's just what they're trying to do.
Yes, that's exactly what they're trying to do. You're right, because they don't know how to write Vulcan, so they're just going to make him human.
Yeah, they like to use the excuse that in some of the early episodes of the original series, he did smile and he made a sly comment once in a while, and as the character developed, and it was a learning process. They didn't exactly know what they were doing with him, even through just into the middle of the first season. They started defining the character more to what we would see down the road, and he was getting older. He was more dedicated to his Vulcan side and acting more like a Vulcan. And you just kind of go, okay. So earlier on, yes, they did show some, but that was before they had the character defined.
Yeah, you take a while to flesh that out and get the Vulcans where you want them to be, and
right,
and it took him some time to flesh his own character out. So yeah, there's some learning curve there, especially with the first season.
Right.
Absolutely.
But on this show, they should not go overboard with it. In other
and
words,
plus, original Trek was creating a character.
Right.
This is destroying a character.
Exactly. This is pirating a character. It's not their character. But that's what these people can't create anything. They're cultural vandals.
What is up with those stupid swirly sideburns?
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, yeah. He still has those.
I was going to put that in my video, and I got through the whole thing, and then I forgot about them. I was like, man, I forgot about putting that in there. They're the dumbest looking thing.
He's so terrible.
Yep. Hello in the chat to Pleasant Valley Pickers.
Pleasant Valley.
And Darius says, although in P-Hard, it was a female admiral who told him to shut the F up.
Yeah.
But they were still xenophobic.
Oh, they were. I know it was the 5th century or whatever, but it was still, they're still just bad. If they were that bad in P-Hard's 24th, 5th century, I guess look how bad must they be in Pike's little time.
Oh, and you got off Fridays now. That's great. Great, Pleasant. Oh, I know, right? They should be even more primitive than how they were in Picard.
Yeah,
even
so
more,
I'm sure they are a bunch of bigots. Well, the dudes are a bunch of bigots.
Yeah.
Women.
Well, they did make the admiral female, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, thank you, Pleasant Valley.
You talking about the one in Picard there?
Yeah. Well,
she was trying to set Picard straight, though. She was, she was running roughshod over him there.
She knew better.
Sheer effing hubris. See, I can't even curse unless I really feel it. I can't do it.
I don't blame you. No need to. No need to.
Any opportunity for a female to dress down and insult a man, says Pop Culture.
Right.
Yep, that is correct.
New Q would say, can humanity learn to work as a collective? Put their personal desires aside for the good of the community? From each according to their ability. to each according to their need.
Basically, new Q is a C, Kami, Pinko, new Pinko Q. Yeah.
I could see that.
They all are.
They all are. They're on this show.
It's almost always pleasant here, except for spring weather has been awful. Cold, windy, and rainy a lot for Pleasant Valley over there. That's his weather. I assume this is about Bake Filth Trek. Yes, I'm talking a bit about it, trying to get through this review, but having more fun reading the chat. They're trying to excuse and tear down and feminize Spock, says Pop Culture.
That is true.
They're trying to
Fact
feminize
check
him.
True. I think they are. I mean, they do that with all their male, quote unquote, male characters.
I guess I wouldn't be surprised. It's interesting that they choose to show a Vulcan prison because under current rules, no incarcerated person can ever be shown to be released from prison or escape.
You know, don't doubt that there's some sort of Vulcan type of prison, but remember in the original series, hey, LT, what's up? Avon
Hello,
lives,
Dolph.
long live the Legion, and Avon lives, buddy. Remember in the original series of Whom Gods Destroy, when they, and even Dagger of the Mind, when they talk about they have almost no penal system in the 23rd century. They have a couple of places where they put people who have mental problems and help them out, but they don't have an extensive penal prison system. Roddenberry made a point of saying that they don't really have anything like that because they've taken care of most of it. And Vulcans are supposed to be more advanced than us. Okay, sure.
But they got prisons.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's like I don't know if they show it in this episode. Like, is it like Alcatraz, like treating people like horrible?
They don't. No, they don't show it.
They don't show it.
No, they just discuss it.
They're like the United States now, so we don't torture our citizens anymore or enemy combatants that done stuff. We just ship them off to another country that have it done for them.
I guess. But I don't think Vulcans would have. How many Vulcans commit crimes and go to jail, by the way?
There's probably like 4.
It seemed like a pretty big prison.
In the 23rd century, I mean, that's another thing. Obviously, 100-something years earlier, there was a lot of, in the Enterprise, they talked about there was a lot of things going on in Vulcan. There was some civil unrest, civil war almost. I get that. But I would think by this time, which is close to Roddenberry's time, even though the show has nothing to do with Roddenberry, the Vulcans wouldn't have much like that. But that's just it.
Yeah. You're
Go
right
with
on.
your review. I'm sorry. Go with your review.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure. Oh, no. In the U.S., they only torture taxpayers.
That's true. That's very.
Don't they get sent to Klingon prison in Star Trek 6?
Rura Pente.
That's right.
Yep, they do. But that's Klingons. They have a prison. It figures
would. They are bad guys, and they still have more bad guys, even worse guys.
And then Archer went to it retroactively. Remember?
Yep.
I wonder when they'll have the episode where Spock will enjoy listening
probably
to rap
next
music.
week. Next week, probably.
Yeah, he already sings that song, the vegetable mineral song. So anyway, Dr. Aspen comes to counsel Spock because of how distressed he was making that decision. But Jesus. This scene is boring and dumb and says nothing. But the worst thing in this scene was when she says, and sometimes we act a certain way to fit people's expectations, but that's not necessarily who we are. So basically trying to say that Spock doesn't know how to be himself and is somehow faking being Vulcan. So just a bunch of disrespect.
Oh boy, I bet he really misses his sister, Mikey Spock.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, oh my God, the reveal in the end.
Another mention.
It's just ridiculous. No, it's not of a Mikey Spock, but Pleasant says, "I wonder when." Oh, okay, wait, I already read that. Hello in the chat to Son of a Red Shirt.
Hey.
Hello, Son of a Red Shirt. How are you doing?
And Gorilla says he's heading over to Bird Stream. Oh, right, Bird of Prey. Well, I understand. I love Bird of Prey 5. So, hell, Bird of Prey 5. I'll put that in there. Back, but I will hang in the chat. So, anyway, some kind of net made out of laser beams is trapping the Enterprise in the asteroid field because it will either debilitate or destroy the Enterprise, and they can't destroy or deflect it. Actually, I already talked about this. I guess I got this crap mixed up. They detect 300 colonists on some ship and think 30 pirates are looking at them. Captain Pike takes La'an and Una as his away team to the ship, but can't find the colonists on there, and they seem to be stuck on the ship, can't get back, and the pirates, meanwhile, somehow beam aboard the Enterprise while the away team went to the ship. How did the pirates get the transport codes? I guess they're just that good. Well, I bet we'll never find out because this show doesn't know about enterprise security. I'm pretty sure you need codes for that kind of thing, right? Otherwise, anybody would just be beaming aboard the Enterprise. I guess maybe it kind of reminds me of that TNG episode where all the crew and the shuttle become children, and the Ferengi get aboard the Enterprise in a very similar way. Which I guess that wasn't a very good episode, but it was better than this one. And the pirates surround the away team. The Enterprise goes into battle mode, and systems are locked down so the pirates can't access the ship. And some firefighting happens, and Spock is trying to get Aspen off the bridge and does some fighting to get through it. They make it to the turbo lift, and some green pirate named Remy is very happy with his catch, the landing party. And they find that the ship was the Serene Squall after all, and not a colony ship. And he's supposed to be Orion, but to me he doesn't really look like Orion, despite being green. And he takes Dr. Aspen, Spock takes Dr. Aspen to a hiding place on the ship. And Remy wants the codes to undo the Enterprise lockout, but instead Pike offers to cook. Reminding me about how Lorca used to talk about cooking Chinese on STD. So I guess they always make captains cook. The only chef to me is Captain Sisko. And so, of course, Remy offers to airlock the crew, but another pirate convinces him to let Pike cook instead somehow. Nurse Chapel is at the station. Is at a station. She's trying to send an SOS message, but is caught before she can. But it's okay because she kicks their butt easily, even though there are two of them, and finishes the second off with a hypo spray. And the pirates like Captain Pike's food. I don't even know I wrote this stuff. Why am I writing this?
Why didn't they just beam the hypo spray stuff into their bodies?
Oh, right, because they can do that.
Yeah,
they can do that on the show.
They totally can do weird things with the transporter.
Mm-hmm.
Magic things.
Yeah, they forgot about the magic they have. He admits he is selling bullshit. The ship and the crew to the Klingons. And Pike warns that the Klingons are dangerous, obviously. Dr. Aspen says her Vulcan husband died trying to bring refugees to a Federation camp, and that he died because he followed logic rather than his emotions. What they're trying to do here is continue to dismantle Spock to let him just be human so that the writers don't have to worry about writing him without emotions because they find it too hard. Spock is going to lead them to engineering to send a distress signal to Starfleet.
All they know how to do is write about their fifis, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can't write Spock without emotion, so they're just not going to do it.
That's crazy.
Pike knows the other pirates don't want to sell to the Klingons, so he's going to try to make a mutiny happen. And Spock overrides the security lockdown to transfer control to the Enterprise and looks for the pirate ship to get the crew being back. But Spock was trying to be a hero in the story and take command, and this show can't allow that to happen. So the control is sent back to the bridge, and now the pirates own the ship somehow. Don't ask how. Because, of course, it turns out all along Dr. Aspen was a pirate too. So that means that at the beginning of this episode, Captain Pike and La'an, as security officer, completely failed in their responsibilities to fact check the identity of this Dr. Aspen. They failed in every respect that just showed their major incompetence in checking the validity of her claims. So now we know she's actually Captain Angel. So because of course the pirate ship cannot be captained by the male Orion guy, Remy. It has to have a female captain. So she is Captain Angel, the actual pirate captain. So there were no colonists There were no colonists at all. She was lying about all of that. So that's why the Federation didn't know about it, and that's why it didn't make sense that she ever worked for Starfleet. That's why the whole thing, everything I just said, this entire review was a waste of my time, except for that I got to talk about it with my friends. That's the only good part. And anyway, Captain Angel wants Spock for some reason. That was creepy. She instantly at this point becomes a cartoon villain, and you can see just how bad of an actor she really is, because she was really deadpan this entire time, so it was kind of hard to tell. But once she throws herself into this villain mode, it's really bad. She wants to trade, so suddenly she gets into contact with T'Pring, even though it's supposed to take. It supposedly takes 2 days to get to Starfleet. So, but apparently they're right next to Vulcan somehow. So now she's talking with T'Pring. I guess maybe T'Pring was just wandering the galaxy, flying around. I don't know.
Oh God.
T'Pring has a Vulcan prisoner with her called Zavarius, and Captain Angel wants to trade with her for Spock. But why didn't this whole time, like, Spock, neck pincher? No, it doesn't do it. I don't understand. This is worse. This is worse than a thing I'm going to complain about in the UFO episode. So then she tells Spock that she's been using emotions to manipulate him, and I still don't understand why he doesn't take her out this whole time. There's so many opportunities for this that he doesn't take. And the only thing I'm interested in is to see what the Klingons look like when they come to kill the pirates. But spoiler alert, no Klingons. Sorry to ruin the only thing that might have been an interesting thing for you when you were watching the episode.
They're not going to show Klingorks on this show yet, probably.
No.
Well, they already have, so yeah. I mean, the other ones, so they probably will. Klingork. They're Klingorks anyway. So.
Right. Sorry. Excuse me. Klingorks. My bad.
No problem.
Pike and La'an work on getting the third in command to take over the pirate ship. T'Pring shows up very quickly. Yeah, right. So I don't know where she came from. Poof. Oh, T'Pring, I'm here now.
Is this the T'Pring show? Why is she on the show?
No idea. Spock pretends that he's having an affair with Nurse Chapel to I don't know, I have no freaking idea why.
And people are liking this garbage. What is wrong with you people?
Nurse Chapel didn't even know about the Prin. Didn't know.
The whole reason Nurse Chapel
did.
gets on the Enterprise is to find her husband, but I don't know what she has to say about herself for that. But Captain Angel says T'Pring won't believe it, so Spock has to kiss her very passionately and emotionally.
Oh my God.
And I know this is bad. And not only that, Spock breaks up with T'Pring. They do debonding ritual, and T'Pring cannot even do a Vulcan salute.
So much for mock time.
But although on the original series, that T'Pring couldn't do a Vulcan salute either, but I think they taped her hands or something.
No, T'Pau couldn't do it. Remember?
T'Pau. Oh, okay. Sorry, I mixed up my Vulcans.
That's okay.
The pirate Angel tries to destroy the ship, but the weapons don't work. That doesn't make sense. The Serene Squall is now piloted by Captain Pike, who has overtaken it. Just somehow. We don't get to see how.
He wowed them with his culinary skills.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Wow. The way to a pirate's heart is through their stomach.
These pancakes are the best, Captain. Go ahead, take the ship.
Yeah, that's cool, I guess, but it's just kind of a way to end the episode very quickly. He fires on the Enterprise to disable the thrusters, and he tells La'an, he tells the God dang it, the one who's always making snarky comments that I can't remember her name.
Oh, the annoying Helms
yeah,
person
the
with the stupid haircut.
Yeah. Who?
The
Yeah.
That's her
Yeah.
name.
Thank you. Okay.
Annoying hound person with stupid
The-
haircut.
Okay. Yeah.
diverse
I forget.
character.
Right.
Yeah. I don't write about her because she is just insignificant.
Yeah. And
He tells
annoying.
her to be gentle, and she's like, "How do I find her gently?"
Pop culture's running.
I'm sorry, I'm ignoring the chat because I'm trying to get through this review. But
That's cool. Go for
let
it.
me just get through this and then I'll read the chat, okay, guys? Because I'm tired of talking about this. He fires on the Enterprise just to disable the thrusters. And here's the worst line of the episode. Absolute worst line is the pirate angel. She says, "I think there's more to life than logic," indicating that Spock's discovery of this begins with her, with some random pirate that nobody knows about. It's just an awful episode that asks the questions that we already know the answers to, and it's just dumb. But that's not even the end of it. They're not ready to let us go yet. Starfleet arrests the pirates except for Angel, and then he speaks like a pirate. Oh God! And it isn't even a good impression like you do, Cobby. Or else,
You mean Pike?
yeah, Pike. And I know Anthony Mountain is a great actor, so he had to have been directed to do as poorly of a pirate impression as possible.
Seriously.
Oh my God! Did he say "Shiver me timbers, my lad"?
Yeah,
Oh,
basically, but
Lord.
that was better.
Wow, that's terrible. I thought that mine was pretty bad. Holy shite! Did you see the movie? Did you see the movie? Was it Dodgeball with the character Alan Tudyk? Thought he was a pirate. Remember that? Yes.
I like Alan
Yeah, I
Tudyk.
love him. Yeah, that was a good movie. There's
Alright.
Urim Briggs. She's a fine lassie. You bunch of scurvy scubs. Get yourselves in order. We have a lady here now. Is that you saying that Captain Pike is a pirate now, is he? Oh my goodness. Arrgh. Sorry.
For at least a few seconds until, of course, the helmsman tells him to shut up or something. I don't know.
Oh
So
my
then, of course, there's more of that disrespect. Anyway, T'Pring comes by and Spock apologizes, and she does too, and they rebond, whatever. Oh, but not before. Not before Spock thanks Chapel, and it gets awkward. And then it gets wildly stupid. I thought this was over, but they have to make a point to mention that Sarek has now apparently rejected all logic and is going by the name Severius. So he was that prisoner that T'Pring was rehabilitating that Angel wanted to trade.
Sarek, the
What?
Spock's
So that's
father.
not even the worst of it. Well, that is the worst. That is the
Is it the
absolute
same
worst
actor
of it.
that
It's
they
so
used on
terrible.
STD?
The same actor. I have no idea. No, they didn't show him. I think they showed him walking away to use a bit
Gotcha.
non-actor to not cast him.
Okay.
And then
Wow.
it turns out that who Angel really wants is Cybok.
They're mentioning Cybok now.
Yeah,
Poor old
Cybok.
Cybok. Gotta
Yeah.
drag Cybok into it now.
Just shut up.
And I
God.
really wish that I had several 5,000 million of Mark's
gotta leave.
Clabonies. Okay. Hello. Okay, I'm all done. I'm all done with the filth.
She's
I'm
done
all
with
done
the
with
filth,
the filth.
Raquel.
I'm done. Raquel, I'm gonna do UFO now. I'm gonna do UFO.
She's talking
now.
about UFO now,
Okay.
Raquel.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Raquel. I just finished the review of Strange Needworms, and it was just the absolutely most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Absolutely the worst episode they've ever done. And the other ones were bad too. Anyway, I guess I'll go through the chat now. Hello in the chat to RM Briggs. I'm late and missed all the good stuff. You're discussing the filth now. Ew, so I'll be on my way, but smashing the like button. I hope you stick around because I'm all done with that. So when I think of filth check, I feel like smothering myself with my pillow. Says Pleasant Valley Picker. And everyone's saying hi to Raquel because she's wonderful. And okay, we got her to say yay. So hey guys, logic is overrated, Hong Kong. Yeah, no, this is really bad. Clobby, you need to send Jill the Clawbony animation. Yes, that's what I was saying. I need
will.
it for
I will.
this, for when I review this.
I will. I keep forgetting
So-
that, but I'll have to figure out how I can do it, and I will.
So I'm just gonna go through and see what I missed here. Yeah, they're trying to feminize Spock. Vulcan prison.
Oh my goodness! Now, you know I'm gonna have to sit. At least you prepared me to sit through this horrible crap.
Yeah. At least now you're going to be, man. You're still going to be upset watching this. This is just not worth it. Why are you even going to watch it? I already told
got
you.
to inform myself on it. Blame Mark.
Things you do to be a YouTuber.
Mhm.
Blame Mark. By the way, happy birthday to Mark wherever you are out there. Hope you're having a good birthday.
Would that be Mach D with a C?
He'll probably ruin his birthday by watching this.
Oh,
Yeah, but he'll have cake.
I hope.
Cake is
He
good.
might. Yeah.
Cake is good.
All right.
Cake makes everything better.
Today's Mark's birthday.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday to Mark. That's it. That's all I'm gonna sing.
To Mark.
Happy birthday, dear Mark.
D with a C.
With a C. Come on,
And he's
bring
not
us
even
home,
gonna-
Aunt Derivative Jill.
Happy birthday to you.
There you go.
There. Now I sing terribly on my show, and everybody's gonna leave.
Nope. No one.
Pleasant Valley Picker says Vulcan prisons would be empty. Yeah, because they don't have prisons.
Crime is illogical
Unless you're Cybok.
unless you're Cybok. And he left the planet. He probably
Yeah.
got away from Vulcan because it was boring.
Actually, an original series about space pirates could be awesome. Lots of space battles, politically incorrect fun with space wrenches, and interpersonal dynamics amongst the cutthroat crew. Says Pleasant Valley Picker.
Yeah, well, you have to. You're not in the era for that one, old chum.
Yeah, as long as it was like Ice Pirates, I'd be on board.
Yeah.
Ice Pirates nowadays as a series. Freaking yeah.
It was a pretty loud. I thought it was kind of a lousy movie when I went to see it in the theater, but it's probably aged better. I probably watched it again and like it more.
You probably would. I still like it. Yeah, it's cheesy for sure, but it's 80s cheesy and it's so good.
Oh yeah.
Space herpes. Come on, space herpes.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. That pop culture has to leave. I'll talk to you later. And hello on the replay. See you tonight on Doomcock Stream. And I am finished with the Filth Raquel, but I'm just reading the chat here. Pleasant Valley Picker gets pissed off that they are destroying the greatest character ever on TV. Nimoy was a master who took the bits the writers gave him and through his genius created an iconic character loved by millions. When I watched TOS as a kid, I couldn't imagine a world so messed up that folks would actively be destroying its legacy.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Very sad.
You know, I remember when the new movies came out,
I'm all done.
JJ Trek, that everybody didn't like it, or a lot of people didn't like it because it broke canon, or it destroyed the originals. And then Leonard Nimoy got on Saturday Night Live and made a little skit.
Mm-hmm. I was mad at him for it too.
Yeah, I was kind of not happy about it, making fun of people who didn't like it.
He said he called fans who didn't get on board dickheads. Pardon language here. And I was like, why would you take a snipe? Why are you taking a swipe at the real fans? Just leave them alone.
Yeah, but
is that? Are you
I'm wondering.
In a life sketch?
No. This was Nimoy.
Oh, Nimoy.
Yeah, and now I'm wondering if he was alive today.
I never heard about this.
Have you not? Yeah.
What were you wondering? If he was alive?
Oh, if he was alive today and he saw the state of Star Trek and what they've done, what they're doing to his character now, what would he say?
I think he would be. I think he let him. He was fine with him what they did in the movies.
Yeah, but the movies. The
This is
movies weren't
just-
a character destroyer. I mean, it was a
don't know.
story
Are you kidding me?
destroyer.
Spock and Uhura and destroying
Yeah.
Vulcan. He sat still for all that stuff. So as much as I
Yeah,
love
that's
him,
true.
when he passed away, it hurt because I was felt bad because I was so mad at him for years about the movies. Nevertheless, I have to be honest. I don't know if he would have cared what they're doing to him right now. I mean, I hope he would.
I hope he would too.
But
He-
they pay
I
him.
mean,
They
while
pay him
he
money.
was,
He
while
might
he
have
was
done a
Vulcan,
cameo
he
again for
seemed to
all we
care
know.
about it.
He
He
didn't
seemed
care
to
about
care.
it. Huh?
He seemed to care when he was Spock. That they got his role right. That he would always be in character.
He didn't care when he did the Jar Jar movies because that was trashing Spock. And he took the money and ran. They're just like when he wrote that book, I'm Not Spock, that later wrote the other book that should have been called What? That Much Money? Hell yeah, I'm Spock. Look, I love Leonard Nimoy, but he's a human being and can be criticized.
Yeah, and he can be corrupted too.
Yeah.
False. No, he cannot.
And
don't
yet I felt
idolize your
my
hero.
heart was broken when he passed because I
Yeah.
felt bad that I was so angry with him.
Well, I wasn't angry with him. I cried all day. I didn't know any better to hate the JJ movies at that point because I was they told me it was a separate universe and I was like, okay, that's the Kelvin universe. I don't have to care about it. And so it's not hurting anything. But little did I know that it ended up hurting everything and
I
destroying
think it
everything.
did. I think it led to what we got now.
It did.
Garbage rewarded is garbage repeated. Always remember, bad rewarded is bad repeated. I agree with what Snort says right there.
I was sad when I saw Nimoy giving his
Yeah.
Okay, so I will admit when I don't know a word, and I do not know this word. I'm gonna try my best.
Imprimatur.
Imprimatur
Imprimatur.
to the filth. Thank you,
Yes.
Cobby.
And that's what it is.
Stop using big words, Snort.
Snorty does
We're
that on
dumb
purpose.
here, please.
Snort does that on purpose.
I am today. I'm dumb today.
Jill's not dumb. I'm dumb. I don't know about you because I don't know you that well, but I'm definitely the dummy here.
Oh, I'm dumb. I'm an idiot. So
yeah, me too. At least we admit it, though, right?
Yeah, I'm self-aware, but I'm a self-aware. I'm a self-aware idiot.
Self-awareness is the worst thing for the idiot, by the way. So us idiots who are self-aware, that's not good for us. If we could get rid of the self-awareness, we'd be fine.
Oh, it'd be invincible ignorant.
So, imprimatur
That's what he
means
did. Yeah, that's what he did.
official approval or license to print or publish, especially as granted by a censor or.
And that's a perfect word, Snorty.
Ecclesiastical authority.
Imprimatur.
Imprimatur. Okay.
Imprimatur.
He has word of the day: toilet paper.
Thank you, Snorpoopus Cuber, for the word of the day, imprimatur. Yeah, he shouldn't have given it to him. I agree.
Oh, so
I mean, after the fact, I agree.
You watched another UFO episode, did you?
I did. I watched Flight Path.
See, it's been a couple months since I've watched them again, and my memory is garbaggio. So,
well, I'm sure you'll remember it. I'm sure you'll remember it. So I guess I'll get started with this one. And Shadow is a headquarters under a film studio. Just a cover. And it's kind of funny. This episode is number 12 in air date order when it was only 3rd in prod order. So I don't know.
Weird. Oh yeah,
it's kind of weird, the difference.
Yep.
And I have a lot more pictures, and I have. This is Paul, and I have a lot more pictures than I have words for some of this. And I don't even know why just 3 episodes later, I'm still enchanted by these smaller crafts docking into the larger crafts.
Yeah.
It's always fun. And earlier Paul was on his car phone. Threats are being made against his wife. And he's all stressed out and stuff.
Oh yeah.
and that's his wife. She's absolutely adorable.
It was beautiful. I loved her.
I'd be stressed
I think
out too.
is that Jean Marsh?
Oh, I should have jotted down who the
No, Jean Marsh
actors
was
are.
in an episode. I can't. She might be.
She's got a booger in her nose.
Need to see her again. I need another shot where that looks normal of her.
When Paul does get home, he notices the door's open. Someone shoots at him.
No, Jean was in a different episode. Sorry, but
Oh.
this girl's really cute.
That guy with
Yeah.
her, nah, I don't buy it.
He was rich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, you do remember this episode, actually.
Well, he worked for Shadow, though. Right?
Yeah. After this threatening situation, where Carol kind of shoots at him because she's scared, but of course, thankfully she didn't kill him. And she helps calm her down. I mean, he helps calm her down and stuff.
Yeah, it did seem like a bit of a not quite of a match.
I'm a potato. You're really hot.
But you know,
it was Britain in the the show takes place in the far-flung future of 1980.
Despite being a potato, he is a gentleman here. He brings her some tea in the morning. I think it's
He
pretty
better
sweet.
be a gentleman. He knows what he's got.
Yeah.
Fly the
And
coop.
he tells her it was just a common intruder, but we know that he's lying to her. I don't know why he's lying. It's rude. And there's a psychologist is testing Paul on how stressful he is when making decisions. And it turns out positive. He's sometimes negative, but mostly positive. Means he's very stressed.
Alec.
And oh man, okay, I need to fix something here. Give me a second.
He's probably always stressed because he's afraid his wife's going to leave him for the pool boy.
Mm-hmm. So, wait, where am I?
I may have to run in a few minutes because I got to go do my afternoon parent stuff.
Okay.
On Fridays. So, but I've
Yeah,
tried to do this episode.
I got to do stuff like that too. I do parent stuff.
Yeah, I got to go, take care of, do different stuff. I'll go visit them a couple times a week and handle stuff for them.
Good of you. Let me know when you got to go, and we'll cut to your channel and whatever you want to do.
Don't worry about that. But I'll take my leave of you now. But I'm sorry I couldn't stay long. I'm sorry I was so late. Just that stuff going on. But thanks for having me hanging out with you. Sorry for all the noise I made. But I do that. That I'm noisy.
Oh no, you're perfect. No, don't worry about
Jill's
that.
noisy too.
Yeah,
well, that last episode helped. Oh, and also Raymond has to leave too. I realize I'm running long also, so it makes sense people are leaving.
No, I mean I got you, but not usually. Like I said, if I've been here, I like to start at the beginning with you. But anyway, Anono, always good to see you, man.
Hey, you too. I enjoy your streams, man. When I can get on or get in the chat.
And well, appreciate that, man. And Jill, I hope if you can join us for Saturday night as part of the crew for our open Star Trek show we're doing. You're welcome to. LT, I think, is going to be there, and Mark might be there, and because number one won't be there Saturday night. So if you're invited, if you can make it. If you can't, I understand, but if you can, let me know. And that's Saturday night Star Trek. Open Trek Talk that night.
All right, open Trek Talk, everybody, for Clobby, because Raquel needs to go out to a away mission for
she has an
Father's
away
Day.
mission. Yeah. So thanks everybody in the chat. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your day. And Nanamas, buddy, good to see you again. And Jill, thank you so much. Sorry I was so late. Next time I'll try not to.
You're welcome. Oh,
These
that's
Fridays
okay.
are unpredictable for me. So
that's fine.
Later, my friends.
See you,
Have a great
sir.
day.
Be good.
Well, and happy Father's Day
Good.
to everyone out there.
Happy
too.
Father's Day, Clobby. All right.
I'm
Yeah.
center of attention again, Jill. Stop it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Huh. Oh, that's weird.
Dang it.
Oh, and did I see something about Mark having a birthday? Yes, he has a birthday.
Mark is
I can't.
20 years
Oh,
old.
in the heat wave. No Raquel? Yeah, there's Raquel will be missing from Saturday Night Star Trek, and we're gonna miss her very much. But she'll be back next week, and we're just gonna have open Trek talk at Saturday Night Star Trek. And also have a great day, King Dolphin, Raymond Feliciano. I spent too much time talking about the crap. I didn't get to talk about the good stuff with Clobby. Darn it.
Man, priorities.
Okay. That's all my fault. I messed up. I feel bad. Okay. Anyway, Alec wants to go out for a drink with him, but Paul refuses. Alec talks with the doctor, trying to find out, finding out that Paul seems stressed out when the tests do come in. They're positive for stress, and that his decision making is below par, bad reflexes, and nervousness. Have you ever seen this show?
I have not.
Yeah.
Apparently, I missed this one.
It's a pretty good show. I've only seen 3 episodes so far. The first episode was just introduction to show you what it's all about. The second episode was really awesome, fantastic. And this third episode is okay.
60s, I'm guessing.
60s, 70s.
70s?
But set in the 80s. In the far-flung future of the 80s, as Clobby says.
The imagination of what the 80s would have been like is how could you have known, really?
Yeah, but they have some pretty good ideas in some points. But I don't know. It has a good premise.
Don't know what episode, what station did it play on?
It played in the UK.
Okay.
I don't know where. It's
yeah, I only got Doctor Who, so when growing up.
And for Snore Poop, it's been a long time since he saw it, but he remembers purple-haired space women's. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. And some mysterious man is asking Paul for some coordinates or some data, and he gives it to him. And it turns out Alec is lurking in the bushes, watching what he's been doing. And so now Paul has to answer for whatever he's done directly to Straker by video phone. Oh, that's the part where he's lurking right there. And there's Alec. He finds out that Paul's a traitor, giving this information away. And now Paul has to answer for what he's done. But it doesn't answer because he thinks answering will endanger his wife. I don't know why. That part doesn't make much sense to me. I wish Clobby were here to tell me if he knows.
I'm a poor substitute, I know.
Just for this, you're perfect for the Star
this.
Trek stuff. I should have flipped it when he was here. Wait, when Clobby got here, I should have just cut straight to this.
Probably. Well, you'll know better for next time.
I do. I will. Okay. So that works, and he gives up. Yes, Darius, this is UFO. He gives up recording of his cell phone. He gives up data. And that's Straker and Alec. And they're questioning him. And here, Ellis Desica takes one look at the data, and she can tell that it's a flight path for a space vehicle. And the question is whether or not the flight is going and who the mysterious man on the phone was this whole time with Paul.
See, they predicted the future. They were a couple decades off, but
Mm-hmm. They
got,
did. I mean, if we actually stuck with it, we would have this kind of thing going on.
well, we got the purple-haired weirdo girl, so
One checked. Oh, that's what you mean.
yeah.
Straker's figured out that this mysterious man would know how to contact Moonbase and could track Paul at every turn. That's why he announced the whole shadow base that he's releasing Paul to see if Straker turns up from within. So they're trying to figure out who this mysterious man is. They know he's from the inside. They know he has to be from the Shadow Corporation, but they know who he is. And I just like a lot of what this looks like. So I don't say anything about everything. I just like the pictures. Paula Harris has figured out that Paul Roper's figures describe planetary positions, but which she doesn't know. She guesses the sun, moon, and earth since they match the data. But she can't figure out what the time reference means. Straker is working out this flight path, which is the data that Paul gave the mystery guy. So they're working on it, and so that's it. So they drew out this is the flight path. And it turns out that Alec freed Paul too early. I presume that's because he wants to give Paul a chance to escape the UFO. Straker calls maximum security red alert because he believes the UFO will now attack, but they don't know where. And Straker calls for Captain Carlin, who will launch Sky 1 himself. Meanwhile, I gotta get my new. I took a lot of slides for this, so I need another new one. And meanwhile, the UFO has revealed itself. So Straker tells the captain to follow and watch Paul's car. The UFO is doing the same, but worse, what it does is what we'll see next. So here's the Sky 1. It comes out from the submarine. Isn't that pretty neat? I'm not sure why we don't do this. Like, attach rocket ships to different various spacecraft, regular craft carrying these rocket ships. It's just neat.
You'd think we'd be there by now.
Mm-hmm. We should be able to do that. That doesn't seem unrealistic to me.
No. Our rocket technology is only advanced in the last 10 years since the 80s.
That makes sense.
And that's only because Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
What have America, what have we been doing? Seriously. We're still using booster rockets and stuff for shuttles, and we should have been at this stage 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But unfortunately for Paul, this UFO decides to attack. He misses Paul, and it causes him to crash. And there's a crazy big explosion because it's a gas station. So that makes sense.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a gas station. Otherwise, that explosion doesn't make as much sense.
Maybe it was a C4 depot or something.
Yeah, it could be that too. The whole building explodes, and the captain reports that he cannot see anyone survived. So Straker is absolutely devastated, but it looks like actually that Paul did survive. So meanwhile, the Captain Carlin in Sky 1 finally attacks and destroys the UFO. Oh wait, no, he doesn't. He shoots the UFO, but he misses it. So even though there's this big explosion, this show does this to me all the time. They shoot the UFO. It looks like it's destroyed, and I think it's destroyed, but it's not. They trick me all the time.
How dare they?
Yeah, I know, right? It turns out that the data that was given to the alien was wrong. And honestly, Paul didn't even know what the data meant. And Paul didn't know it was a flight path. He just knew what the data was and gave it to the alien. But apparently it was wrong. And so the alien tried to kill Paul because the alien thought that Paul was lying to him on purpose.
Then he wanted his wife.
Mm-hmm. Then his wife. I don't know. And then Strikers.
No, go ahead. Another bad joke. Just go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No,
it's too late now.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Straker says, "This is war, Alec. People have to be at risk." But Freeman says, "I don't buy that. I never will. It's too complicated for people like me, and too simple for people like you." And this is kind of like out of nowhere. So I think it's probably because Straker doesn't like that Alec let Paul go too early, because he was going to try to figure out who was the traitor, who was the other traitor who was trying to get this information and give it to the alien. But Freeman let Alec go early, so he couldn't do that. I don't know. Feels like some dialogue's missing or something.
Yeah.
Paul's wife. Okay, wait, we're not there yet. Yeah, that's where they say that stuff. And they do a lot of smoking in this show. They really love to smoke.
That was the thing. That's brand. That's what they call it. It's not indoctrination, but it's
advertising.
Well, yeah, it's advertising, but there's a word for it, and I can't remember exactly what it is. I hate it when my brain does this, but it's how they put product placement in TV shows and movies to get you to buy more of it. They did that with cigarettes, and they even did it with bacon and eggs and stuff, because people weren't eating a lot of it, so they decided to start doing that as a breakfast food, so it would sell more for breakfast. Mm-hmm. There's a word for it, and I can't remember what it is.
Well, I always love bacon.
Oh yeah, we always love bacon because back in the day, people weren't eating enough of it and eggs, so they decided to figure out a way to make people want to buy more of it. That campaign sold itself. Yep. Well, I'm sure. Yeah, bacon is better on everything. So. Yep. Pleasant Valley says back then everyone smoked. It was a culture then. And Sora Poopus says actors like to smoke. It gave them something to do with their hands. Product placement is the term. It's product placement, but there's a word for doing it. There's a word for influencing. It is still influencing, yes. It's not even propaganda. That's how it's a weird thing. That's how the Germans learned how to do propaganda from us, and how we did this sort of thing in our TV and movies and commercials. So I'll think of it tonight while I'm sleeping or something. Is it indoctrination? No, it's not indoctrination. That's a different thing. Because that's what Germany did. No, I didn't think the cigarette thing would be indoctrination. I don't know. No. I don't know what word you're thinking of. I'm sorry. It's all right. I failed on words today. I didn't know. Like I said, I'm an idiot. So I'm right there with you today. Paul's wife manages to shoot the intruder. Okay, so the intruder, whoever the mysterious phone caller guy, comes by, and she ends up shooting him, but not well enough. He's still able to reach for his gun. And a shot is heard off camera, but we know she's been killed. But if you watch this scene,
she's just standing there for an extremely long period of time, just waiting to be killed, just waiting and waiting and waiting as the intruder, in a very weakened state, very slowly approaches his gun. And she could have done something about it. I don't know. She just gropes the wall instead and dies.
Well, that's women for you in the 60s. That's what they do in TV. They don't do anything. Like, they stand there and just wait
Oh,
3
really?
minutes for them to like get to them to do the thing.
So, like, that's my only complaint about this episode. Oh, it's
Mhm.
completely ridiculous and unbelievable. You know, there's a fight or flight instinct that people actually have that she would have done. She would have either ran away in the other room or she would have fought.
Yeah.
Standing there was not an option. But okay, that was a trope back then.
Yes.
I didn't get. I haven't seen much of it. Thank you for clarifying that. But I mean, if that's the worst offense of this episode, it's not too bad.
Yeah, women were portrayed as helpless for the most part. Yeah, and
But she wasn't exactly portrayed as helpless. I was actually quite impressed that she at least used the shotgun. So this series is actually a bit more progressive than normal.
Yeah. Now it's the opposite way. Now women are stronger than dudes and could beat up guys
Nurse
3 times the
Chapel
size.
Nurse Chapel can be down to strong pirates. Nope, no problem. It looked like she was tossing around rag dolls. It was nuts.
I'd like to see a parody of that, just women just beating up like gigantic guys and just like it'd be like dolls, like fake dummies or something just flying up against the wall. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you slow down these scenes, you can tell that the men in the scenes are leaning into the women's attacks because that's the only way for it to look like they're actually attacking.
Yeah.
It's just
Choreography wasn't very good.
and they forget that women's strength is in their brains, where Nurse Chapel could have taken them out, but she would have used different means to do it, using some kind of clever, some tools, or
slap them in the head.
There's a way to write strong women, and they just don't know how to do it.
I know you haven't seen Star Wars or the Kenobi show, but there was a part in one of the episodes where the spy, I guess, in the Empire was helping Kenobi get back Leia, and 2 stormtroopers were gonna I guess capture her or something, or it did capture, I can't remember yet. And she had to get away from him, so she slapped one in the head and he went down.
Just slapped him?
Just slapped him.
And he
just
fell
slapped
over?
him. Yeah, and he fell over, and she pulled the other one's helmet. Yeah. She pulled the other one's helmet and then like knocked him down and then shot him.
Okay. Wow.
So,
that sounds pretty unbelievable, just the description of that.
It was wonderful.
She should have done what every woman does, says Snortopoopas, when confronted by evil. Go hide in the garage next to the buzzsaws. Yes, that's the first thing I thought of. That she's, based on her character, it would have made more sense if she ran into the other room and closed the door. But
or screamed for 20 seconds.
Oh, right.
While he came at her.
She forgot to scream this time. She screamed earlier in the episode, but this time she did not. She just stood there waiting for death.
I just keep seeing these things in my head, or she's just like screaming and screaming and screaming, and like 3 minutes go by and he still hasn't made it to her.
That's what it feels like. There's a stormtrooper armor. Oh, stormtrooper armor serves no purpose, says Stormpoopas Keeper.
Of course it don't. Can't stand up to blaster fire, and it can't stand up to tiny women slap hands.
Just a little slap and I could take down a man. That's good to know. I'll keep that in mind next time. I'm in a life-threatening situation. It better work for me, or you're in trouble.
You could sue Star Wars if it doesn't.
This big computer room. More purple-haired ladies on the moon base. That's how you know you're on the moon. If you got purple-haired ladies, you're on the
Are
moon.
they?
Yeah, they're on
What
the moon.
are they? UFO people?
Yeah, they're part of the shadow organization who help track down the UFOs to either they want to try to capture the UFOs to figure out who they are and what's going on. But if they can't just capture them, they have to destroy them. So they
What?
they help with they're like aircraft traffic controllers and scientists put together.
Okay. So
Um,
not just the secretaries.
right. No, they're not. Much more
Are,
than that for sure. They
are
can
they
do that stuff too, I'm sure. But
okay? Are they alien? Or they have to be aliens, right?
um I don't think so. I think they're human. They just wear purple haired wigs.
Oh, all
So
right.
even a weaker episode of this is really has stuff that I really love. I love this orbital simulation machine that shows the orbit of Earth and sun and moon, and it moves and everything. It's mechanical. It's really neat.
Cool.
And it turns out that the mysterious man that the wife Carol shot was Dawson. He died from the gunshot wound that she gave him. And the doctors discover a probe inside Dawson, indicating he was not in control.
Where
Because of
was it?
course, oh, it was in his head.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to say where it was. So if you weren't here, I'd have everybody's imaginations going crazy.
I know it.
They use this cool machine to figure out that they could plan their attack around the sunrise on the moon. And if they planned it with the sunrise on the moon, also in conjunction with there being really strong, heavy sunspots occurring on the moon, then the UFO figured out that it could be undetectable. So, there's the wife who's been dead. Straker says, one man on his own stationed at a predetermined position on the surface with a rocket launcher, a polarized visor. And Alec Freeman says that'd be suicide. And I get that someone needs to be on the ground to see the UFO since the radar is down. But why only Paul? Why doesn't he get any red shirts or anything? I don't know. I don't know why it has to be a single.
Maybe they didn't want to follow the concept of the red shirt in the show.
Maybe.
I don't know. That purple hair is really doing it for me now. I keep seeing it, and I'm like, I may look at SJW as a different way now.
Well, see, but it's done in a much nicer way here because it's still a feminine haircut. It's not side shave, and
That's true.
there's no head shaving going on. So there's Paul. He's got this bazooka rocket launcher thing. Now Shaker's got a
again.
Yeah, he's smoking. Oh, they're always smoking on the show. In fact, they smoke less on the show than in the last episode I saw. And so he loads his rocket launcher bazooka. And here's the overview of the entire moon base, which I think looks cool. And so the sun's coming up, UFO's there, and he does it. He destroys the UFO for real this time. So basically, Paul gives up secrets from Shadow in order to prevent the harm of his wife, but he makes up for it by shooting down the UFO. So this was a pretty fun and gripping episode, except for one thing that keeps bugging me. Why didn't Paul turn to Shadow to protect his wife first before turning to betrayal? Was betrayal his first option? I'd have liked it. I'd have liked this one a little better if he had tried to get protection of her, but was turned down, or whatever they offered was insufficient before driving him to become a traitor. But other than that, this was a good episode.
Yeah, I mean, common sense things that Sometimes they leave stuff out that people like you and me or anybody else in the world would think of first. I don't know if it didn't
You're
fit the
right.
narrative or
You're
they
right.
just didn't think of it at the time. I don't know. But
Yeah, I still think it's a good episode. They just probably didn't think of it, and I shouldn't be too harsh on it for something that I thought of that they didn't think of. Exactly.
yeah, if this is all that's wrong with it,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
No,
that's
it's perfect otherwise.
it's a fantastic episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I pretty much give all of these episodes an A so far, but maybe this one an A minus.
There you go.
Um, I wouldn't want this job as dude on the moon in a space. I wouldn't want this job as dude on the moon in a spacesuit with a rocket launcher. Yeah, right. It's a pretty crappy job, huh?
They better pay good.
Well, you see, normally they have these little rockets, these little spaceships that fly around to catch the UFO and shoot them down. But the radar wasn't working because of the way the UFO decided to become undetectable by the radar. So they needed Paul to.
They need a man on the street,
Yeah.
eyes on the ground.
Well, Jill now says UFO. Yeah. Well, they say it in it becomes a lot more natural when you watch the episode because they keep saying it. So you become used to it. And Pleasant Valley Picker says that Carol is still alive at age 78. I don't know her actor's name, so UFO had Lieutenant Gay Ellis. Oh, her full name is Gabriel. And so Gay is her nickname. The commander of the Shadow Moon Base. She was a key character, so not all women were portrayed as helpless. Right, exactly. You're absolutely right. I was just talking about Carol in particular. My complaint was solely on that particular woman. Played by Gabriel Drake, the sister of the musician Nick Drake. And she's still alive at age 78. Wow, that's awesome.
Got good genes.
Yeah. Okay. And everybody said goodbye to Clobby. And Darius clocked out. The weekend time for Darius. Oh, I got a party video. Hold on a second. Where is it?
Chief O'Brien partying down.
Yeah. That's from someone made that on YouTube. I should give them credit for it. I'll put it in the chat later, and the description below.
There you go.
And it is it's using it's using art from a comic strip called what I forgot what it's called. I even had it on my show before. Chief O'Brien at Work.
There you go.
So congratulations on it being your weekend. And Snortapoopus says, did I see something about Mark C having a birthday? Yeah, it's his birthday today. So if you see him anywhere, say happy birthday to Mark D with the C.
Yeah, he's 32.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
He's 32.
Taking a while, I guess.
He's been 32 for a while, but he's still 32.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Mm-hmm. But it's not a side shave. Yeah. A mix of futuristic and archaic. Tape drives and slide rules. I love it though. It's so, I don't know. It's futuristic, but they still use tangible tools.
Yeah, that's so weird that some shows will try to predict the future, like Star Trek. Obviously, it came up with a lot of the things that we use today. Although it was just fantasy, it was just maybe we'll have this. Maybe way in the future we'll have this. But our advancement is so quick now that we have these things now,
Mhm.
and some of them did. Some of them kind of embraced what they had and just kind of made it, just part of their world, and maybe tried to, future up some other stuff. They kind of had a mix, and
Mhm.
and that could be cool too. And
Yeah, that sounds like a good way to go too.
yeah,
And Pleasant Valley says back then almost everyone smoked. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Okay.
my
Sorry,
dad started smoking when he was 4 years old.
really?
Yes. They didn't, well, they didn't have Surgeon General warnings back then.
Damn.
So they didn't think it was bad for you, of course.
Wow. Incredible. And Drake appeared in roughly half of the 26 episodes produced, leaving the series during a break in production to pursue other acting opportunities. She appeared in a very cool episode of the British series The Avengers. Episode The Hidden Tiger.
Is it the Hidden Tiger Crouching Dragon?
I don't know. I don't know anything about. I need Dalek or Clobby or somebody who knows about British TV.
Yeah. Like I said, I only grew up with Doctor Who, so that's the only British
Mhm.
TV I could speak of.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest one we know about. Snorpoopus said, someone said that the short purple hair was for safety. It kept the long hair from floating around and getting into the machinery. In other words, they did it for a visual and never really explained it. Oh, so it actually has purpose. Interesting.
Well, but why purple? So
Because
you can see it
sci-fi.
better? So you can see it better?
Yeah. So they stand out. Snorpoopus says, I think the purple was because of moon radiation. It's a well-known fact that polar bears on the moon are purple.
Uh, sure. Okay.
I'll go along with that. Why not?
Sure. I can't dispute it.
I think the show's almost over anyway, so it works for me. Pleasant Valley Picker CA says there was one on Facebook of Spock singing. I don't know how they did it, but it looked like Nimoy was actually singing.
Yeah, he sung in one of the episodes.
The future was more fun back in the 60s. Jill, The Avengers is an awesome show. One to consider reviewing someday. Okay, I'll consider it. Consider it considered. Okay, well. You got anything you want to plug or talk about or anything going on with you?
I need a subject to make a new video on, so I've been busy here lately, but I haven't made a video in a couple weeks, and I need to do something. So once I figure that out, I'll take a few days and pop out another one, and y'all can check it out.
Okay,
But for
very
now,
cool.
if you haven't seen any of my other videos, please check that out. Give a like and a sub if you haven't, and I don't
Yeah.
put them out too often, so I'm not like inundating your homepage with stuff. So I'm just like an entity in the background that pops his head out every once in a while. So ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Yeah, and it's free.
It's free. You don't have to pay me anything. I do this stuff just for fun.
Yeah, and me too. But I'm a little more. I do have shows every Tuesday and Friday. But not every Friday, just whenever I can on Friday. And on Tuesday, I'll be reviewing the Orville episode that we just saw, Mortality Paradox. And I think I might have liked that episode more than I should have, because I thought it was called Morality Paradox. But I'll be discussing what I mean on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Good.
I think they're getting a little bit comfortable with the curse words.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to remind me of Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, there are people out there who are starting to count the curse words in Orville,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's not necessary. You don't have to do that just because
What,
you're on Hulu.
yeah, once in a while it's fine with the Orville because I understand it's the Orville, it's different.
Mhm.
But this one was pretty bad. And I don't need a ton of, especially in Star Trek. I didn't need it. That's when Star Trek Discovery came out. It was like 3 episodes in, they were dropping F bombs. I was like, I'm out. You guys, this isn't Star Trek. You're wrong.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
I can take some in Orville. Orville's a different monster. So, but yeah, I'm afraid they're going to go, crazy and start dropping F bombs and that too. So I don't need it.
Yeah, I don't need it either. It's not needed.
No.
Um,
But other than that, everything's groovy.
all right. Well, it was fun hanging out with you and Clobby and Raymond, Feliciano, and
Thank you.
did I
It's
have
fun
somebody
too.
else?
I'm not a live streamer, so it's always fun getting in with you fine people. And
Yeah, and once you even saved a life, so it's worth it,
yes,
right?
it's worth it. It's all worth it. Anything after that's gravy. So everybody in the chat, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Have a wonderful Friday, and if you have some time, you still want to watch a stream, go check out Bird of Prey 5. You know his channel. Go to it and say hi to Bird. I don't like that I overstepped his stream, but I did. so I'll stop it now. Maybe he's doing Bird just ask Bird, or what is it called? What does he call it? It's like a segment he does where you can email him.
I don't remember.
And, it's a good one. I don't know why it's slipping my brain. But since I lost my brain anyway, let's end the live stream.
Alrighty.
And have dear Bop, thank you. Dear Bop, dear Bird of Prey.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Darius. All right. So go catch Dear Bop while you still can. I'm sure he's still going. And I'll talk to you next time. See you on the Orville stream, and see Anonymous on YouTube, and Clobby, and come to Saturday Night Star Trek on Clobberin Times channel and watch King Dolphin TV's stuff. And have a great day to R.M. Briggs, Darius Munchausen, Pleasant Valley Picker, and Cam was here. I did not even see that Cam was here. Oops. I totally missed that you're here. Sorry.
Came in stealthy.
He was sneaky. I didn't see him at all. And Raymond. And next time I'll learn not to spend so much time on the new crap. And if Clobby's here, to go straight to UFO.
There you
go. And Snortopoopus, it was so great to see you. And Pleasant Valley Picker. All right. Well, that's everyone. And Snortopoopus says, time for some Plomeek soup and prune juice.
Yummy.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Good tea. Nice house.
I've been acting for 35 years. 135 credits on IMDb. I was in a long-running series. You might remember it. Star Trek. But all I'm known for is combing the desert and saying, we ain't found shit.